Have you ever felt like you don't belong in this world? Like no one truly understands you? Perhaps, since you were a child, you've noticed things that no one else sees. You feel the energies of people, predict situations before they happen, and even though you are surrounded by people, you feel alone. Then, a thought arises. Is there something wrong with me? But what if I told you that, in fact, this is not a mistake, but a sign that you didn't come here to be like everyone else. You came for something bigger. Your body and soul are trying to warn you, but almost no one notices. You might even try to ignore it, but the signs keep showing up. That strong intuition that's too powerful to be a coincidence. The people who seek you out as if they know you have something special. The feeling that there's something invisible guiding your path. This is not paranoia nor imagination. The chosen ones always feel this call sooner or later. And the truth, most of them go through their whole lives ignoring it. But you wouldn't be here now if it were just a coincidence. In this video, I will show you 7 powerful signs that indicate you have a special purpose. If you identify with them, don't ignore. It could be the call that will change your life forever. And at the end, I'll tell you what it really means to be a chosen one, something no one has ever told you before. Now tell me, are you ready to discover the truth? There are people who weren't born to follow the common flow of society. They don't fit in because they have a different mission. But before understanding this, many of them go through a period of confusion, loneliness, and even suffering. They feel that they have something more, but the whole world says otherwise. If you feel that your life has never been like others, it's not a coincidence. Since childhood, you may have felt different. Maybe you were a more introspective child who asked questions that adults didn't know how to answer. Maybe you suffered rejection, were misunderstood, or felt like you couldn't be who you really were. And why? Because the chosen ones always face challenges before awakening to their true purpose. The world tries to mold you to be like everyone else, to follow the same rules, think the same way, and not question anything. But inside of you, there has always been an unease, a voice that says, this can't be everything. I know there's something more. And you're right. The chosen ones go through trials because they need to awaken. Every obstacle, every difficulty, every moment of pain was preparation for something much greater. And now you are here, listening to this message. Could this also be a coincidence? Now I'll show you the 7 signs that you might be one of them. And if you identify with more than 4, you already know. Your soul is calling you. You might be surrounded by people, but the feeling of disconnection never goes away. It's as if there's an invisible veil between you and the rest of the world. You observe people and notice that they seem satisfied with an ordinary life. But inside of you, something doesn't fit. Since you were little, you noticed you thought differently. While others accepted things as they were, you questioned everything. The rules seemed limiting, the shallow conversations tired you, and the feeling of being out of place followed you wherever you went. Maybe you forced yourself to be like the others. You tried to follow the same path, fit in, be normal, but something inside you always resisted. It was impossible to ignore the feeling that this world isn't how it should be. You look at the system, the beliefs of society, the way people live on autopilot, and everything seems wrong. As if something is hidden, like there's a truth behind the curtain that most don't see. And this makes you feel alone, even in the middle of a crowd. But here's what no one ever told you. This feeling doesn't mean something is wrong with you. Quite the opposite. The chosen ones weren't born to fit in. They came to awaken. This unease inside you is not weakness. It's a call. Your spirit knows there's something greater, that reality goes far beyond what we've been taught to believe. And that's why you've never felt completely belonging in this world. Because deep down, you were never meant to belong. Before something happens, you feel it. It could be a tightness in your chest, a thought that arises out of nowhere, a premonition you can't ignore. You notice when a place has strange energy, when a person isn't trustworthy, when something is about to happen, and you're almost always right. This has happened to you, hasn't it? You knew that friendship wouldn't last. That opportunity wasn't as good as it seemed. That someone was lying, even without concrete proof. But how many times were you told it was just in your head? Since childhood, you've felt this deep connection with something invisible. Maybe you were the only one to sense the tension between two people before they even argued. Maybe you've had dreams that felt like messages or premonitions that turned into reality. And then, out of fear of seeming strange, you tried to ignore it. You tried to be rational, to follow the logic that they taught you. But what happened? The intuition remained there, warning you, alerting you, pulling you toward the right path. This is not imagination. This is not paranoia. This sensitivity is a gift, but it can also be a burden. Many times you feel other people's emotions as if they were your own. You enter a place and absorb the energetic load without even understanding why. You get close to someone and, without them saying a word, you already know whether they're okay or not. This can be exhausting. You must have felt that exhaustion, as if the entire world were weighing on you, as if your mind never shut off, as if it were impossible to block out this flood of sensations. But here's the truth. The chosen ones are like this, because they need to be. This sharp intuition is not a mistake, it's not a problem. It's a protection mechanism. Something inside you knows that you need to see beyond, to perceive what others do not see, to feel before it happens. And the reason for this? You have a different path. Ordinary minds live on autopilot, follow what they're told, believe what they see. But the chosen ones feel, they know without knowing how they know. They perceive the signs that most ignore. And this is exactly why the world tries to convince you that you're wrong. Because if you accept your intuition as it is, if you trust this gift you carry, you become impossible to deceive. Have you noticed that when you are around, unusual things happen? Clocks stop, lights flicker, electronics malfunction without explanation. You feel the presence of something, even when you're alone. For others, this is coincidence. For you, it's something occurring. Maybe it's happened while you were thinking intensely about something. An object fell without anyone touching it. A device turned off at the exact moment you felt a chill. This is not imagination. If your energy has a direct impact on the environment around you, it means there's something different about you, a force that few people understand. Since you were little, you might have felt charged in a strange way. When you're emotionally shaken, things around you seem to go wrong. Your mood influences everything: people, environments, even technology. If you've noticed this, don't ignore it. The chosen ones carry a different vibration, and this vibration not only attracts strange experiences, but also repels people and situations that are not aligned with you. Has it ever happened that someone distanced themselves from you for no reason? That you felt certain places push you away? It's because your presence changes things. You don't fit into the common frequency. Your energy creates movement, affects reality, alters the dynamics around you. This can be scary at first. You wonder if you're imagining all this, if something is wrong with you, but the truth is that this sensitivity exists for a reason, and if you've made it this far, you know it's not by chance. Your life has never been easy. While other people seem to walk through life without many difficulties, you've already gone through situations that knocked you down. Betrayals, disappointments, losses that felt unbearable. Moments when everything crumbled and you thought you couldn't take it anymore. But somehow, you always find the strength to continue. It seems that no matter how many times life tries to break you, something inside you refuses to give up. Even when you think there's no way out, an invisible energy pulls you forward. This is not common resilience. This is training. The chosen ones are tested before awakening. The pain you faced was not a punishment, it was preparation. Every challenge, every obstacle, every loss shaped you for something greater. While many are swept away by suffering, you transform with every fall, and this cycle continues. Crisis, learning, rebirth. But this comes at a cost, because you've lived so much, because you've felt the weight of life more intensely than most. You carry a different maturity. Many times, it feels like no one really understands what you've been through. You feel lonely, as if you're on a different level from others. This is not isolation. This is evolution. Life doesn't go easy on those with a great purpose. If You've already risen from the ashes more than once. It wasn't by chance. Because the chosen ones don't come into the world for an ordinary existence. You've always had a feeling with you. A silent restlessness, an invisible call. You feel like there's something waiting for you, something important, but you can't quite define what it is. While others live without questioning, following the flow, you search for answers. Spirituality attracts you. The unknown fascinates you. You're interested in the mysteries of the universe, hidden energies, the laws that govern reality. But the strangest thing is that you don't remember when this all started. It seems that this search has always been within you. You feel that there's something greater, that there's a purpose hidden behind everything. And even though the world tries to convince you that it's nonsense, the feeling doesn't go away. You might have tried to ignore it. You might have distracted yourself with routine, with what they call a normal life. But sooner or later this call returns. Sometimes it comes through an intense experience, a crisis moment, a dream that feels too real. Other times, it appears as an impossible to ignore synchronicity, a sequence of repeated numbers, an accurate premonition, an unexpected encounter that changes everything. And if this has happened to you, it means your soul remembers something that your mind doesn't yet understand. The chosen ones always feel this call before they understand their true mission. And at first it may feel like an emptiness, a sensation that something is missing, without knowing exactly what. But if this search doesn't leave you, it's because something is waiting for you. And ignoring this will never be an option. Even without wanting to, people open up to you. They tell you secrets they've never told anyone. They pour out their deepest pains. They seek advice without even knowing why. And you notice that somehow you attract those who are lost, hurt, or confused. Maybe you've already asked yourself, why is it always me? Why do they always come to me? This is not a coincidence. Your energy is different. The chosen ones carry within themselves a light that even without realizing it illuminates the path for those in darkness. You might think you're not doing anything special, but your presence, your way of seeing life, your way of listening makes people feel safe with you. And often, this becomes a burden, because while you help, you often don't receive the same in return. You listen to others, but who listens to you? You offer support, but when you need it, it seems like no one is there, and this can wear you out. Have you ever felt like you're carrying a weight that's not yours? That you absorb other people's pains, that you worry too much, that you feel too much? This happens because your mission is greater than just living for yourself. The chosen ones are guides. They came to heal, to awaken, to transform. But before understanding this, they often feel overwhelmed, exhausted, drained. That's why learning to protect your energy is essential, because your light attracts, but it can also be drained. If people seek you out, if they trust you, for no apparent reason, don't ignore this. Your presence already makes a difference, even if you haven't yet realized the extent of the impact you cause. Some things that have happened to you defy any logical explanation. Déjà vu so intense that they seem like real memories. Dreams that later came true. Repeated numbers that appear all the time, as if they're trying to tell you something. Maybe you've already felt the presence of someone when you were alone, or you heard a voice inside your mind warning you about something, and later you found out that intuition was right. This has happened, hasn't it? While many ignore these experiences and continue their lives as if nothing happened, you can't let it go. You feel that there's a meaning, that there's something greater behind all of this, and there really is. The chosen ones possess heightened sensitivity. Their senses go beyond the ordinary. They pick up messages, notice signs, see what others cannot see. This can be scary at first. It might make you question your own sanity. You wonder if it's just a coincidence, if you're exaggerating, but then it happens again. Once again, your intuition is right. Once again, you feel that strange energy when you enter a place. Once again, you see a pattern repeating itself before your eyes. These signs are not random. They're reminders that you are not like others. And the more you try to ignore them, the stronger they become. If you've gone through experiences that seem impossible to explain, know this: it's not normal. This is the universe trying to get your attention. And now that you've realized this, the real question is, what are you going to do with this information? If these signs are a part of your life, you need to understand that there's a reason for this. It's not random, it's not a mistake. What you feel, perceive, and live has a deep meaning. But the truth is that most people go through their whole lives running from this, trying to fit in, trying to ignore the call. And every time they do, they lose a part of themselves. The world taught you to doubt yourself. Since you were a child, they told you that you were too sensitive, thought too much, saw things where there were none. But if all of this were just imagination, why does it keep happening? Why, even after trying to ignore it, does the feeling always return? There comes a point when you need to face the facts. You are not like others, and you never were. Now you have a choice. You can pretend that none of this matters, continue following the path they expect from you, trying to ignore these signs. Or you can do something different. You can finally accept that your soul came for something bigger. You can seek answers. You can strengthen yourself. You can discover who you truly are. But know that once you awaken, there's no going back. The question is, are you ready for that? Now I want to know from you, how many of these signs have you already felt? You may have even tried to ignore them before, but now everything makes sense, doesn't it? You didn't get here by accident. Something inside you brought you to this message. You can feel it. Now that you know the truth, the choice is yours. The world is full of people who go through life without realizing who they really are. But the chosen ones, they feel the call, and once they realize it, there's no turning back. You can continue your life pretending nothing has changed, or you can accept that something greater is waiting for you. The answer is within you. And to prove that you're ready for this journey, I want you to comment below, "I accept my call." Write this phrase and declare to the universe that you will no longer ignore the signs, that you're ready to understand your purpose and embrace your true essence. Don't underestimate the power of this. The simple act of writing can be the first step to your transformation. If you've made it this far, know that your attention is valuable. You are part of a rare group of people who know there's something beyond the surface, who feel that there is a greater purpose. And now, the only thing left is for you to decide what you'll do with this knowledge. Now click on the video appearing on the screen and continue your journey of personal and spiritual discovery, because this is just the beginning.